Have you ever felt like something invisible is blocking your life? As if, no matter how hard you tried, things just didn't flow? Maybe you are surrounded by good intentions, but stuck with limiting beliefs that prevent you from thriving. The good news is, you are not alone. There is a heavenly force ready to act on your behalf, and this force has a name, Saint Michael Archangel. In this video, we will say a powerful prayer, a true spiritual summons that can transform your financial, emotional, and even spiritual reality. It's not just about money. It's about liberation, unblocking paths, protection against evil, and total restoration of your life. It's about receiving God's grace with trust and faith, and move forward with courage and determination. If you feel like the time has come to break with scarcity and make room for abundance, then get ready. Saint Michael will lead you along a path of light, where prosperity, blessings, and opportunities arise as a response to your faith. Take a deep breath. Elevate your thinking. The transformation begins now. In this moment, let us open our hearts and invoke the presence of Saint Michael Archangel, the great protector and celestial warrior. He is known for his unbeatable strength against negative forces and for his ability to open blocked paths, both spiritually and materially. By calling on you, we are not only seeking protection, but also asking for your help in transforming our financial, emotional, and spiritual lives. He is the divine intercessor who guides us on the journey of abundance and prosperity. Now, let's raise our prayers and ask for the intercession of Saint Michael with a powerful prayer. By reciting it, we hand over our worries and difficulties into the hands of the Archangel, confident that it will help us cut the chains that bind us to scarcity. Feel the strength of this prayer, which is a direct channel with divine light. Saint Michael Archangel, great celestial warrior, I call upon you with faith, hope, and gratitude, knowing that, through your flaming sword, you cut the chains of fear, doubt, and scarcity. In the name of divine justice, I ask that you intercede for me, unlocking the paths that were sealed by darkness, and bringing into my life the blessings that heaven has to grant me. With your heavenly light, illuminate my mind and my heart, bringing clarity and wisdom so I can make the right decisions and recognize the opportunities that God's grace places before me. Saint Michael, protector of the righteous, free me from negative influences and evil forces. Cut the chains of limiting beliefs that prevent me from thriving, and free me from the shadows that try to keep me in scarcity. May you, with your spiritual protection, guide every step of my journey, strengthen my confidence, faith, and courage, so that I continue to walk the path of abundance with determination. Saint Michael, divine intercessor, I ask you to restore my life. May you give me spiritual renewal, and may, by your grace, I be purified from all the weight of the past. Restores everything that was lost, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and allow me to flourish in prosperity, love, and peace. I trust in your protection and in the light that emanates from you, and I know that, with your help, anything is possible. Saint Michael Archangel, with your strength and courage, help me stay focused on divine purposes, to be persevering even in the face of difficulties, and to keep my heart aligned with God's will. May my life be an expression of heavenly abundance, and may, with your guidance, I achieve true prosperity, not just material, but also spiritual and emotional. May I, under your protection, live in harmony with divine justice, and be a channel of blessings to others, spreading light and love wherever I go. Amen. After prayer, it is important to feel completely protected. Saint Michael, in its infinite wisdom and power, not only cuts the chains that bind us to scarcity, but also surrounds us with its spiritual protection. By invoking it, we are freeing ourselves from negative influences and forces that try to keep us from our purpose of prosperity. His presence strengthens us, allowing us to remain firm on the path of abundance, without fear, without doubt. He is a defender of the righteous, a warrior of light who does not allow darkness to prevail. When you feel like you are being challenged, remember that with Saint Michael by your side, nothing can stop you from achieving the prosperity that God has in store for you. It is a spiritual shield that keeps us away from negative energies, protecting us from any evil that may come our way. True protection of Saint Michael, it is not only against external forces, but also against the limitations we have within ourselves. He helps us overcome our own doubts and fears, showing that, with faith and determination, we can overcome any obstacle. With your presence, the path to prosperity becomes clearer and easier to follow. Prayer and protection of Saint Michael prepare us for a big step, the release of financial blocks. Often, what prevents us from thriving are not external circumstances, but the limiting beliefs we carry within us. Fears related to money, success, and even our own ability to be prosperous can paralyze us. Saint Michael, with his sword of light, cuts these invisible chains. He helps us transform these fears into confidence and courage. When we free ourselves from these limiting beliefs, we open the doors to a constant flow of abundance. By making this inner release, we become receptive to the divine opportunities and success that await us. With faith, we can create a new cycle of prosperity in our lives. Financial liberation is not just about money, but also about internal transformation. Saint Michael guides us to true abundance, which goes beyond the material, encompassing spiritual, emotional, and mental balance. He helps us understand that true wealth comes when we align with the divine purpose for our lives. Now that we are in a process of transformation, it is essential to learn to sow with faith. It is not enough to just ask for prosperity, but it is also necessary to act wisely, managing the blessings received responsibly. Saint Michael teaches us that true prosperity comes when we are grateful and wise in the way we deal with what we have. Each opportunity for abundance that arises should be seen as a seed to be cultivated. With faith and determination, we must sow what is good and fair, knowing that, by caring for these seeds wisely, we will reap abundant fruits. Remember that God's grace is manifested in the small and large things in life, and it is our conscious action that attracts more prosperity. With the guidance of Saint Michael, we can manage what we have prudently, always confident that faithful work will be rewarded. He teaches us that true prosperity comes from a constant practice of faith, action, and gratitude, and that personal effort combined with divine grace never fails. Saint Michael, it also guides us in spiritual restoration. Many of us carry wounds from the past, financial, emotional, or spiritual losses that keep us from moving forward. Saint Michael helps us restore everything that was lost, allowing us to start over with a renewed heart ready to thrive. Restoration is not just about regaining what has been lost, but about renewing our spirit and mind for a new era of possibilities. With the protection of Saint Michael, we can release the negative energies of the past and make space for the new. Every day is an opportunity to start fresh, stronger, and more aligned with divine purpose. With your help, we can experience a total transformation, achieving balance between the material and the spiritual. Saint Michael guides us to a full life, where everything we lost is restored, and most importantly, we are restored from within, prepared to live in abundance. We have reached a crucial point. Now that we are immersed in the blessings of Saint Michael, we must move forward with confidence. Aligning with divine purpose does not mean that life will be free of challenges, but rather that, with faith and determination, we can face them with courage. Saint Michael teaches us that, with perseverance and humility, all paths open to prosperity. When following the path of abundance, we must always keep in mind that trust in God and in Saint Michael leads us to a future of light. No matter what happens along the journey, what matters is that we continue to move forward, guided by the heavenly light. Saint Michael will always be by our side, protecting us, guiding us, and helping us achieve the highest levels of prosperity. Now, with courage and faith, it's time to act. The path is set, and divine abundance is within your reach. With the protection of Saint Michael, anything is possible. Now that we have walked together this path of faith, protection, and prosperity alongside Saint Michael Archangel, it's time to look inside honestly. What still holds you back? What chains need to be cut for abundance to flow freely in your life? The answer may lie in your daily attitudes, in the thoughts you feed, and, most importantly, in the faith you choose to cultivate. Thriving is an act of courage, and you've already taken the first step. Remember, Saint Michael does not act alone. He walks with those who have the courage to change, who choose to trust even in the face of darkness. The spiritual protection, the unblocking of paths, and the restoration you seek begin with your decision to act. Persevering, even when the results are not yet visible, is a test of true faith. God's grace acts in the invisible before manifesting itself in the visible. So keep going. Start over. Advance. And if this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share with those who need a light, a word of strength. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and follow our upcoming content. May the heavenly light of Saint Michael engage you, inspire you, and lead you to the true transformation you so desire. Prosperity is your destiny. Faith is your path.